Alright, we are back with another new fruit. I went to the grocery store the other day and actually picked up four new fruits. One might have been a vegetable. I'm actually unclear on what it was. Unfortunately, the bag with two of them didn't make it from the grocery store to the cab to my house. So I've only got two to try, and I'm going to try one for you today. I've been holding off on making the video for a few days now. Today's Monday, and I bought this on Saturday morning because I was actually having a hard time identifying the fruit, Googling everything like small green Mexican fruit or like fruit typical to Mexico, and I really wasn't finding anything because these aren't really, it's more of a Caribbean thing that's come to Mexico, although now it's all over Latin America. And so here's what it looks like. It's like this small, light green, the skin is very thin, but like a little leathery, kind of like a lime. And it's got the little remnant of the flower on the top. And when I got them, they were about this color. And I've since come to find out that they should be kind of more of this yellowy by the time that they're ripe and a little softer. Whereas this one, when I cut into it, felt like I was cutting into an apple. And, oh, I should tell you, these are mini guavas. And guava is really common in like Cuban food a lot, but I've also seen some here. And so this is, I guess, what an actual ripe guava, fresh guava looks like. I've always seen it kind of like in a jelly, so super processed, not even in the shape anymore. And as you can see, the inside has, oh, you can't see very well in here. It's got a ton of little seeds around the outside like this, and then a sort of appley flesh. And you can eat the seeds and the skin. Apparently the skin is a little bitter, so you want to bite into the flesh first, not the skin first, so like cutting it into quarters would be better. And you can also eat the seeds, but they're very hard, so you can't chew them, you just swallow them. So I'm actually going to start with this riper one over here. And as you can see, it has fewer seeds than that unripe one. I don't think it has anything to do with the ripeness. I think it's just the individual characteristics of this one. Here it is again. See how it's like a little more yellow. We'll do like a little comparison. And alright, I'm gonna get started with this ripe one. So the first thing that you taste is really sour. It honestly tastes like you're biting into a lemon, maybe a little less sour than that. And then it dulls a little bit. It's not too sweet, but it's certainly not as sour as the very first taste. I would say sourness, like a 7, and sweetness like a 3. It's really not that sweet. I know people use this a lot in pastries to make guava jam, which obviously includes a lot of added sugar. And yeah, you definitely can't chew these seeds, you just swallow them, but they're really small. Astringency, pretty high up there, like honestly, 6 or a 7. You probably saw when I first bit into it, it kind of like made me pucker a little bit. And I will correct myself, the flesh, it looks like it's apple flesh, but it's kind of more like a pear. It's a little softer, a little grainier. And that skin is just so thin that you just bite right through it. It's kind of like biting, honestly, through like an apple or a pear skin. No problem at all. Like, I would not see the point in peeling these. Yeah, I would eat this again. I like these. I'm going to also give this one a try. For comparison, it's a little lighter green than the unripe one. And when they're fully unripe, they're actually like a really dark green like a lime. But it's a little greener, this one, than the fully ripe one. But I read that some people were saying you can eat these light green ones as well, that that's also considered ripe enough, so. It's not any more sour, which is interesting, because usually fruit will get sweeter as it ripens, but the texture is harder. Like this one, like I was saying, it was more like cutting into like a hard apple instead of something a little softer. And it like has that texture while you're biting into it as well. But yeah, both really enjoyable. I was pleasantly surprised to find out that these were guavas because I like guava. They don't taste as strong or as sweet as like a full-size guava, and they definitely have their own thing going on, but really good.